Okay. All right. All right. We're going to start part one here. Maria, we just talked off camera for a little while. Part one, where I get to learn all about you so that once you're in that meditative slash hypnotic state, I have an outline of questions. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be putting an outline of questions. So this for part one, we're just going to be talking. So tomorrow we're going to do the actual hypnosis. So when I hit record tomorrow, so the video that you'll see, it's going to start when you're in that other life. So I'm going to ask you, oh, look around, look at the ground. What do you see? So we'll start in that other life. So and just keep in mind, I know you said you watched one of my other sessions on my YouTube channel. Um, Not everyone sees a life on Earth. Some people see lives on other planets, and some people see lives. Well, I don't know if I should say call it a life, but they see where they're in space or nothingness or
Hmm.
before they went into a body or they're not even in a body, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an actual physical life, but we'll see what we can see tomorrow when we do this. We're going to break it up in two parts. So it is July 9, 2025. Okay, so something to keep in mind also, I forgot to give you this disclaimer. When we're doing this tomorrow, when you're in that nice relaxed meditative state and I hit the record button, Zoom has this obnoxious voice that says, "This meeting is now being recorded." So just know that that's going to be your cue to take a breath and just relax even further. We're not going to let that distract you or bother you. We're just going to let that be a cue to just relax even deeper into the experience, okay?
Okay.
Did you have to hit a button that gave permission for the meeting to be recorded right now when I hit record?
No.
No, okay. I just want to make sure you're not going to have to like get up from that relaxed state and hit a button. Okay. I had a person the other day in another country, and he had to hit a button to give permission for the meeting to be recorded. So I thought, oh, that's not good. All right. I want to start by learning about you, and we'll put the questions together as we go along. But the first question I like to ask is, I I told you in an email, I said, hey, if there were two main areas of your life that you feel if you got answers or healing or guidance for these two main areas, that the rest of your life would be so much better. Just super short. Don't get into detail about it because we'll get into the detail, but super short. What is the first thing that you feel like, oh, I really need to know this or heal this or uncover this? What would it, number one be?
Number one would be experiencing toxic relationships.
Okay, you've experienced too many?
Yes.
Okay.
And this power of trying to fight who I am, be able to defend myself. And it's always the same theme over and over. Like why I cannot learn what I'm supposed to learn. That would be number one.
Okay. All right. And what's number two?
And number two, mm, so obviously what's my life purpose, but the
Okay.
other would be why I had to lose my mom and dad. Like, what should I take from it?
What lessons are there?
Yes.
Got it. Let me highlight this. I want to make sure we go back to these, make sure we got them. Okay, let's do this. Start telling me about your life. I want to know all about you from the time you were a little girl, like who'd you grow up with, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, and tell me about some major things that kind of happened or impacted your life.
So I live with my mom, dad, and I also have two sisters and a brother. We
Okay.
live together
Okay.
in a country home far away. So we were always very in contact with nature and animals. So that was very lovely. Um, I don't know. I suffer like bullying during high school, but it's not that important right now.
Well,
And then
like what kind of bullying in high school and how did it affect you back then?
it did affect me a lot. And I had to realize I was pretty, I was enough. I had to know who I was and not trust what others would think of me. First lesson about know who you are, trust yourself. don't listen to other people.
And do you feel like you learned that?
I think it's this theme I have in my life. It's part of it.
Okay. So, if I ask you the question, do you feel like you totally and completely love all of yourself, body, mind, spirit, everything? What do you say to that?
Not 100%, but close to it. At least I've done a lot of progress.
Okay, that's awesome. So maybe we can ask your higher self, like, what do you have to do to get 100%? Like, right? Like, so if you're here and here's 100%, like, what is that gap? What do you got to do to fill in that gap to get there, right?
Yes.
Self-love, self-worth are literally the biggest lessons that everyone comes here to learn. Like, everyone. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, seriously. It is. Okay. So did you have any friends in school? Were you pretty active? Did you like school?
Yes, I love school. I had friends. Actually, I had these friends, and I suddenly decided to completely change my friend group because they were smoking. We were like not able to do it. We also stole. So I said, you need to change the group of friends. So I changed my group of friends from one day to another, and that led to like bullying. But I then had a new group of friends. That
Oh, so
is,
the old group of friends bullied you?
yes.
Ah. Oh my gosh, what a theme. I mean, seriously, as an adult, like looking back on it and thinking about it, it just shows you, right? Okay, have you ever heard of the bucket of crabs theory? Okay,
No.
so you know what you know what crabs are,
Yes.
right? And
The
they're always
animals.
clawing. Yeah, okay. So if you have a bucket of crabs and there's crabs that start to actually climb up the bucket and try to get out, the other crabs will grab onto it and pull it down into the bucket.
Okay.
So it sounds like very similar to what this old friend group did to you. It's like, oh, you're trying to get out of the bucket. Oh no, we're going to reach up and we're going to try to claw you and pull you back down into the bucket to get on our level.
Yeah.
How dare you escape this? Like we're stuck here. You need to be in the bucket too.
Hmm.
Interesting. Wow. You got to see human nature up close and personal, didn't you?
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Um, then I would also like to mention that I did meditate when I was younger. And
Mhm.
once I reached a level that I could literally like hear someone talking to me through a lot of love. And I asked, what was my purpose in life? And they said, to love. And I always get this message, your life purpose is love or to love. But I would like to know more about what do you really mean by that?
Okay. Let's make that into a question. Okay. She heard a message when she was younger that her purpose on earth was to love and learn love, but wants to know if you can go in depth and tell her what that really means. Then, can you also tell her what she can do to get there? How about that?
Yes,
Awesome. Okay.
good. Then um, close to my 20s, I started a relationship with another older woman, like 20 years gap. And at the beginning was very nice, but it also ended like very toxic, like a
So when you say relationship, is that a romantic relationship or a friend?
romantic,
Okay, or okay.
romantic.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta adjust my screen. Okay, sorry. Okay, she had I want to be clear, so I'm gonna write romantic relationship with an older woman, 20 years older than her. And I'm sorry, and it ended what?
And like I wanted to end the relationship, but then there was like constant. So I had to file. How is it now? Now I don't
Like a
file a
restraining
restraining
order?
order.
Okay.
Yes, And like there was like accusation. Well, she told me, if you don't come back, I will kill your sister who you're living with, like emotional and like maybe a bit of physical, but not extreme. So that was like a major love relationship that I had to take care of, like emotionally, like who I am. I don't deserve this. I can do better. Like this shouldn't be love.
Right.
And how do you, like, you really love this person, but then they treat you like this? Like, how do I process this?
Ah. So she was a narcissist.
Mm, I really think that she had good intentions, but I don't think she was well in a good position to finish the relationship, and that led to bad actions.
Got it. So how long were you with her?
Um, 5, 6 years
And how did you finally get out of it? You got
with
the
the
restraining order?
restraining order.
Oh, okay. And the restraining order was granted?
Yes,
So obviously a judge thought that she was enough of a threat that you needed protection, right?
yes.
Wow. Wow. So how did that leave you feeling when that was over?
Um, I think I processed things slowly, emotionally. So at the time that it happened, I continue living. I was young. I was excited to also meet other people, but also be careful who you are with. And I don't think I was okay emotionally until some years, but of course, I continue my life as if nothing big happened.
Right. Do you feel like you're completely over and healed from that now, or do you think you have any emotional residue left from that, or no? You feel like you might have any energetic cords with her, or that's pretty much done?
I try to cut them.
Okay.
I think I'm quite away, but I think that this kind of love that we had, it's still a connection. So,
Ah, okay.
mm,
Want to see if there's anything to clean up there? Should we
yes,
ask your higher
please.
self? Okay.
Yes.
And just give me the first initial of her first name, which we call her
T.
T. Okay. Um, she had a relationship when she was younger for about 5 or 6 years with a woman we will call T. Can you scan her energy and see if there are still any connections, cords, psychic hooks, or soul fragments? I'm going to make my screen bigger here. Or soul fragments that need to be cleaned up and resolved from that relationship. And if there are, can you take care of that now and tell us what that looks like as you do it? Now, when I say, and tell us what that looks like as you do it, when you are in that, relaxed meditative state tomorrow when we do this, I just want you to describe to the best of your ability what you're seeing, feeling, hearing, thinking. I mean, you watched a session on my YouTube channel, so you heard people describe like, "Oh, it looks like, these big giant pair of white or golden scissors coming down and cutting cords all around my body and then pink sparkles come in." Whatever it is. Just use your imagination. Like just be like, "Wow, if I could see this vividly, what would it look like?" Just kind of say that to yourself. If I could
Okay.
see something, what would it look like? Or what would it feel like? And because when you go back to listen to the recording of this or watch the video, I want you to be able to kind of put yourself back in that place like, oh, that felt so good. Yeah, I remember that when I got those pink sparkles coming in. Oh, it felt so good. I want you to be able to go back and just kind of put yourself back in that place again and feel that energy, right? So that's
Okay.
what's kind of fun about being able to do that versus someone in a session just being quiet, 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 quiet. And then I hear, okay, it's done. And I'm like, "Oh, well, we didn't get a sneak peek as to what that felt like or what that looked like." It's hard for you to go
Yes.
back and envision that. Anyway,
Yes.
okay. All right, so you had that relationship and then you got the, restraining order and continued on. Then what?
Yes. Then I lost my dad and my mom. Like one first my dad, and then 2 years after my mom.
Okay, what happened
Um,
to dad?
what happened?
Yeah,
How
what
they
happened with
died?
dad?
Or
Yeah, yeah, what happened
my
with
my
dad?
dad had a heart attack, and
Oh,
we did
okay.
not expect this. And my mom had breast cancer since I was a teenager, but she kept on going with treatment, keep on going, keep on going. So we knew it would arrive her time, but it was a surprise to that my dad had this heart attack, uh, and he died. And then 2 years later, when all my mom's kids finished college, then she died.
Ah. Okay, and what was your relationship like with dad before he died?
Um, um, with that, I was very close to. He was like a mountain or nature person, calm. So I was very in tune with him. We were like close, although he was a bit emotionless, like he didn't express a lot his emotions. But if I had to choose who I got along with the best was my dad. Yes.
Uh, so you really love him, right?
Yes.
Uh, and what year was that when he died?
I think 2009.
Okay. All right. And what about mom? What was your relationship like with mom before she died?
Um, before she died.
Yeah. What was
It
your
was
relationship like?
very good. She always helped us with anything she could. She pretty much like put us through college, through school, get a career, pushed us every day. She was more like a dominant energy that I didn't like that much. I didn't like to be bossed around. Um, but yeah, she made sure everything was good for our future, let's say.
Nice. Okay. So, and what year? So she died in 2011?
Yes,
Okay. And 2011. And one of your questions you said was, what was the lesson in losing your parent, both of your parents, right? Okay,
yes,
let's write that. Both of her parents died. And it's 2025. So that was like 14 years ago when mom left, right?
yes.
Died 14 and 16 years ago. So much of her life will be spent without them. She wants to know why. What is the lesson in this for her? What can you tell her? And then, oh, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to ask, do you feel like you're still carrying grief or have you
I am
processed it?
still very emotional. Yeah.
Okay. She's still very emotional about their deaths and carrying grief. Can you scan her body and her energy and tell us where she is holding that grief? Tell us what it looks like. And why is she holding onto the grief and what can be done to release it, to fully process it and just keep the love. Because that would be great, right? To just keep the love. I'll tell you this, a lot of people hold on to grief. It's like a human thing. We hold on to grief because we're afraid on a unconscious level, on a subconscious level, that if we let go of the grief, that we're going to forget them.
Possible.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that that's you. I just see that a lot. I mean, we're afraid we're going to forget them, but it's like, how do we, how do we teach ourselves that it's okay to let go of the grief? It's okay. Well, how do we let go of the grief and then, and still and just keep the love and let go of the grief and just keep the love, right?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
What's next?
so next, it was like, of course, then with my family, with my two sisters, my brother, we had to kind of strengthen our bonds, and this has helped us like be united and help each other. Like this is who we are in the family. So that's something good that came out. But what else I would like to know as we will ask. Um, and then my next thing is I was in another relationship. And this has been like a cycle on and off with this person. And not so sure if it's toxic, but the cycle is toxic. Like maybe we've broken up so many times. And I do my journaling. And when I go back to what I write, it's exactly the same feelings, exactly the same words I'm using now that I used maybe last year. So what's going on here? I would like to know, is it, uh, how can I get out of this cycle, or have I?
So what's toxic about it? I guess so I can understand.
Well, maybe it's not the word toxic, but I get bored. I stop loving. I would like to be alone. And after some time apart, I feel like I want her again.
And how long has this been going on?
5 years.
And the other woman just stays and she's around when you come back?
She also goes through the cycle. Well, she tells me she gets well, but when we see each other, we somehow fall again.
Got it.
And we both agree we need to stop this cycle, but keeps on repeating. And I would like to finish it. Right now,
Ah.
we are on an off. We are not together right now, but I am also afraid maybe it's going to continue.
So, okay, let me finish I'm going to finish writing the question and then I want to ask you, um,
Um,
give me one second. I'm going to finish the question. So, she's in another relationship that's been a cycle of off and on. Put this here. Okay, so here's my question to you. What do you get out of this relationship? Like, what are the benefits? There's got to be benefits or you wouldn't keep going back, right?
the love that we have, like I love her a lot. That's no doubt. And I also don't doubt she doesn't love me. Just that as humans right now, in the particular conditions, we don't seem to make it work. Um,
What do you think is causing it to not work?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I also feel many times that in my relationships I lose myself. So maybe that's something that I feel I'm losing who I am.
So, what do you want? Do you want a long-term, stable, healthy relationship or not really?
If it's a good if it's a good one, yes.
Okay.
Ah,
So
yeah.
here's the question I wrote then. She feels like she loses in a relationship. And when in a relationship, Maria feels like she loses herself, who she is, who she is. I'm sorry, I'm going to write this. And who she is. Is that hindering her ability to establish a long-term healthy relationship? And how does she have a relationship without feeling like she is losing who she is? And when you say losing who you are, what do you mean by that?
Is that I seem to change my person. I'm no longer Maria. It's Maria, a different type of Maria. And my decisions are like, how did I think this was a good idea? Like, who made me think? As if somebody else or the person I am with, maybe they can control me.
So do you become more like the other person or you just become totally different?
More like the other person.
Okay. Okay, so how does she have a relationship without feeling like she's losing who she is? Because she said she changes herself and feels like she is no longer Maria. She becomes a different Maria and makes decisions that she would not normally make, almost like she becomes the other person.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so what are you Oh, we could ask this. What lessons and what is the first initial of this person's name?
M.
M. What is she learning from this on again, off again relationship with M? Yeah, what lessons are you learning? That would be
Yes.
good. And what needs to happen? What would need to happen in the relationship with M in order for it to be a healthy what do they call those relationships? They call it codependent, right? Do you feel like you're codependent with her? You become codependent?
No.
No? You just feel like you kind of merge into like being who she is. You said your personality changes and you feel like you lose yourself?
Yes. But not that I need the other person all the time, but my priorities change and I become someone else.
Ah.
Something as I need more confidence in myself, more secure who I am, or find a person that I don't need to change anything from me to be in a healthy relationship with that person.
Okay, hold on. There's a lot there. So hold on. Let me finish this question. What would need to happen in the relationship with M in order for it to become a healthy relationship where Maria does not feel like she has to change herself, but can be authentic? Okay, so You changing yourself. I mean, does this other woman demand that you be a different way or you do this on your own?
Mm, I think I have like a pleasing personality. So somehow I unconsciously keep on changing who I am
Ah, but they're not telling you, hey, you need to be different if you want to be with me, or they are.
a little bit. Like you should do this and that because I like it. And then I try to accommodate this. But it's not good
Ah,
because that backfires me. Then I am no longer happy.
and instead of you saying, well, that's just who I am, I mean, you just you
Yes,
you acquiesce. You just
I change.
so we need to go into people pleasing and boundaries, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And if possible, could I also ask, am I avoiding love? I don't know if
Okay.
I am avoiding.
Yeah. Is she maybe um sabotaging these relationships herself in order to avoid love? Is that maybe what is going on in her relationships? Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, lots of deep questions there. That's good. That's good. That's good. Is that here? Let's see. Okay. Any other questions about relationships?
No, enough.
Okay. All right. Well, actually, I kind of have a follow-up one to that. Okay, so I'm going to say, in summary, what would it take? What would need to be healed or changed in Maria in order for her to be able to have a healthy, um, loving, committed relationship with someone else? How about that? Just kind
Great.
of in summary. All right, my dear, what's next?
After that, I reach my where I am right now.
Okay.
I mentioned to you that I live in Germany,
Okay.
and I've had like a sad moment where I felt stuck, deprived of my excitement of living. And this is something new that has happened to me. Even though like the bad times, I was always excited about life. And this time I felt a bit lost. And maybe I would like to ask, what can I do to change that, or what should I do to feel excited again? But of course, this is not like the main questions. Okay.
So you feel like you've lost your joy?
A little bit, yes. And this is something I felt for the first time. So I got a bit worried.
Okay. So when did this happen? When did you start feeling this way?
Um, September, October last year.
In 2024?
Yes.
Okay, started feeling this way.
And although now it's better, like maybe it's the sun, the different people, it gets better, but I wouldn't like to go back. So, what should I do in my life to feel excited, to get back to my core energy when what was I missing? Or what should I do now to not go back there?
Well, what was going on in your life when that happened, or just before when that happened? What was there anything going on like within the 6 months prior to that?
Not that I can, not any major things.
Okay. What caused her to feel this way? What was going on? And then what needs to happen in order for her to feel excited about life again? She said she does not want to get into that state of mind again. Okay.
Yes.
But you said you're feeling a little bit better now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 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 What's next?
My next move is I would like to move to Australia. I don't know if it's possible if to ask if this is a good idea to move for me to Australia.
So you would be too far away to continue a relationship with that woman anymore, right?
Yes,
And that's okay
unless
with
she
you?
comes.
Oh, okay.
Mm, mm, yes, I prioritize myself.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's good. That's good. So, what is it that about Australia or moving to Australia that are you excited about the thought of moving? Like, does it excite you?
Yes,
Okay.
I love to travel. So I travel to many continents, and that is somewhere I would like to move to, where they speak English, which is
Right.
good.
Right. Um, and how easy would it be for you to move there? Can you get a visa there? Can you like is Australia part of the EU or no?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. So how would you get a visa there?
I would have to find a job.
Okay.
That would be the main part, finding a job, and then I would get a visa.
Would you go there as a tourist visa first to find a job and then get a other visa or find one before you got there?
Find one before I get there.
Okay. And what do you do for work right now?
I am a scientist in a
Oh, wow.
lab.
In a lab. Okay.
But it's more if Australia is a good place
Right.
for me.
Right. So I said she would like to move to Australia and the thought of moving there excites her. Is that something that her soul would like would like for her to do? Would like her to do? Her to do. And how about this? If yes, Um, are there any particular steps she needs to take to set herself up to set herself up to get a job there so she can get a visa? How confident do you feel that you could get a visa with your job? Pretty confident or no?
Very confident.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty it's a pretty specialized thing that you do. Like, are you working on
Mhm.
like a cure for cancer? What do you do? I'm so curious.
Um, it's very specific. Well, I more in the immunology, HIV, and sex differences. How men and female react differently to viruses and disease
Wow. Interesting. So more like research stuff.
research.
Got it. That sounds fun. Do you love what you do?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I would think that would be so fun because it's like every day it's like, ooh, what's going to happen if I do this or this or this? Do you have a lot of freedom in your work or do they pretty much tell you what you need to be doing?
A lot of freedom. Yes.
Wow. That's
It's a
so
very
cool.
cool job.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I used to dream when I was younger about being a scientist. When I first had my first biology class, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I'm probably living a parallel life where I'm a scientist. And I just thought how cool it would be to be a scientist and work on trying to find a cure for cancer. Like, I just thought that would be the coolest thing ever.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, there's probably one of my parallel lives out there doing that. Okay, so any other questions about Australia?
No.
No. Okay. Well, this is going well, straight and cut and dried. So you love what you do. What about a question like this? So, a lot of people like to ask this one. What are the main lessons her soul came to learn in this lifetime, and how is she doing on learning them? Do you like that one?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what about this one? Are there any um, traumas, trapped emotions, or lessons left over from any other lives that her soul wants her to resolve in this life? And if yes, what are they, and what does she need to do to resolve those? How about that?
Perfect. Good.
Yeah, I like
And
that because
can
we don't always know. What were you going to
uh,
say?
can we ask also this question about health? If I have any disease I should be aware of in my
Okay.
body?
Can you do a body scan on her and tell us if there is anything going on health wise in her body that she is not currently aware of, or if there are any energies or trapped emotions in her energetic body that could develop into health, into physical health issues if not addressed. How about that one?
Hmm.
Yeah. Because they start in our this is what I've learned anyway, that the things like that start in our energetic body, or they're in our aura, or you know what I mean? And they start out here, and if we don't detect them, like if we're not paying attention, which I don't know anyone who's that awake where they're like, "Oh, I see this dark spot in my aura. Oh, it's going to affect my kidney if I don't resolve it right now." Like, I don't know anyone who does that. I'm sure there's got to be someone. But yeah, man, to get to that level, wouldn't that be cool? Be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it
I'm
would be.
detecting this dark spot in my aura. I'm going to deal with it now before it turns into a health issue." Okay, awesome. Okay, what else?
um, how many spirit guides I have? Could I ask this?
Ooh, yeah. How many guides does she have helping her in her life on a regular basis? And what do they do for her? Let me ask you this. Do you feel like you can hear from spirit? Do you get messages? Do you hear things? Do you feel like you get downloads or knowings or anything like that?
Yes, but mostly when something big or really important happens, like during my day to day, I always doubt, is it me? My some part of like loving part of my ego that tells me maybe I should do this or that. But I have had important times where I heard like a voice, loving voice, and I would say that is a spirit guide.
Mm, okay. About this question then. She would like to hear clearly, I'm going to say clearly hear from her spirit team on a regular daily basis, just like it were someone standing next to her talking to her. Um, she gets messages, but doubts and wonders if it's just in quotes her. What can she do to discern between spirit or her higher self and her human mind? How can she know the difference and develop that close relationship so she can hear from spirit all the time? How's that sound?
Mhm. Good.
Awesome. Yeah, who wouldn't want that? Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, awesome. What do you have next?
I mean, these are questions I came up. They are not that important. But what parts of my life needs improvement to live a full life? Maybe we have asked this one already.
No, let me think. What part of your life needs improvement to live a full life? How about if I word it a little bit differently and say, is she holding that? Wait, no, does she? Does she have any beliefs that are preventing her from living her best and highest life? And if yes, what are those beliefs and what could they be? Do you like that one?
Yes.
What would it take? Well, let me ask you this. I was going to ask the question, what would it take for her to explode in her ability to create the life she wants? But let me ask you, what is, if you could have the ultimate life of exactly what you wanted, what would it be? What would it look like?
Like a life full of love with people, like with support and connection with other human beings.
And
So
so, uh-huh, go ahead.
to mean full life for me, it's like full connection with other human beings and feeling excitement about life. So doing things I enjoy.
Like what do you enjoy that you would want to be doing?
Paragliding.
Ah, so is paragliding, is that the one where you're behind a boat or that's when you're jumping off like a mountain?
When you jump off a mountain.
Oh my gosh, do you do that? Do you do that?
I have done it, but right now I'm in a place where it's impossible.
Wow. If you moved to Australia, could you do it there?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow. So you're obviously not afraid of heights. I am so scared of heights. I could never do that. Um, okay. So what else would you do that would bring you great joy? Paragliding, what else? Like what really lights you up?
Helping other people.
What else? What else lights you up? Just having lots of relationships, right? Lots of connection.
True connection, authentic connection, feeling like we are a community, feeling this support of a community and helping each other. This is really what makes me happy.
Yeah. Okay. So if I wrote, if she could create her ultimate life, it would be a life full of love, support, and connection with other people, doing things she enjoys like paragliding and helping others.
Yes, and
Others.
and maybe also feeling I am my work here is helping something else. So helping humanity or making the world a better place, feeling I have a purpose that will be useful for something.
Okay. Okay. So then I added, if she could create her ultimate life, it would be a life full of love, support, and connection with other people, doing things she enjoys like paragliding and helping others, feeling fulfilled in her life and her work, feeling fulfilled in her life, feeling fulfilled in her life and like her work has a useful purpose and having authentic connection with others, feeling the support of community. Is there anything in her thoughts or actions that is preventing her from creating this ideal life? And if yes, what is standing in the way? How about that?
Good. Good.
Bold that. Awesome. What else you got? Girl, you're on a roll.
I am very connected to nature. So I also thought I am a spirit of this earth or not.
And what do you mean by a spirit of this earth? What do you mean? I want to know your
And
definition.
like Mother Earth and I are like as connected. Like, is this where I came from? Where is this my home? Or I'm actually from somewhere else? So I
Ah,
feel I am from Mother Nature.
okay.
And I'm also very connected to like Native Americans, like how they lived. But I'm also wondering, is it just my imagination or I'm just connected to nature, but I'm actually from somewhere else?
Right. Or does she consider another planet to be her quote unquote home planet? What can you tell us about her strong love for Earth? How about that? I wrote, she is very connected to nature and feels a close connection to Mother Earth. What does her soul say about her connection to Earth? Is this the planet she feels most connected to, or does she consider another planet to be her quote unquote home planet? What can you tell us about her strong love for Earth? That's a beautiful question. I love that. Okay. What else?
I am vegan, and I also wanted to ask, maybe I should have said it after like the health, if being vegan and vegetarian is a good option for me.
Okay. So are you vegan or vegetarian, or do you kind of go between both?
Between both, especially when I go social outside of the house, I'm vegetarian to
Okay.
make things easier, but at home
Right.
I'm vegan.
Okay. Okay. So let's ask your body. Can we ask both her soul and her body what it thinks about about her diet being vegetarian and vegan? Are, do they support this diet or have anything they want her to know in this regard? How about that?
Mhm.
I love that. Yeah, it's like it's I don't have a lot of time to spend on cooking and food and things like that because I'm so obsessed with my work. Like I'm probably like you. But
That's lovely.
since I work for myself, the obsession doesn't I don't have an office or a lab. I can just shut the door. I am always working. Like I just love this work and I'm writing some books and I have like 8 books that I want to write yesterday. And
Uh-huh.
so and so I just work endless hours on these things and I stay up way too late and don't get enough sleep many times because I don't know how to stop. I just don't know how to stop. Like I'm so obsessed, right? And then I get done and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like 2 in the morning. The other day it was like 6 a.m. I hadn't even gone to sleep yet. And I go and I brush my teeth to get ready for bed. And there's like all these ideas still pouring in my head. And I'm like, oh, I need to write that down. Oh, I need to write that down. Like, it's just like it doesn't leave me. Um, and so I try to eat vegetarian.
Hmm.
But then I'm surrounded by all these people who eat meat, and it's like, oh, it's just easier to put that chicken breast in the oven. You know what I mean? Than chop
Yes.
all these vegetables. I'd rather get back to work, you know? So, but I feel so much better when I
Hmm.
eat vegetarian. I mean, I just get like, what do you call that? When the acid reflux, like I get like acid reflux and stuff when I eat meat, and I just don't feel good, and my stomach gets gurgly, and it's like my body is so telling me. And so last night I had a vegetarian meal, and I was like, oh, I just feel so much better, right? You just feel better,
Yes.
don't
You
you?
feel a lot better. That's what I was going to say. Maybe your body is telling you it's
Oh
not a
yeah.
good idea.
Oh yeah. My body has been, yeah. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I think we had our big holiday here in the US just the beginning of July called the 4th of July, right?
Hmm.
And everyone cooks out. So we were cooking out burgers, and the neighbor went and smoked. And he has this ginormous smoker. Like I didn't even know they made smokers this big, but he has this ginormous smoker, and he smoked all kinds of meat. And I was like, "How can I not eat that? Like, that is so delicious." But I paid for it for, like, 2 days, like, with my
Wow.
stomach and in the bathroom and acid reflux, and I'm like, "My body is clearly telling me I am not supposed to be eating meat."
Hmm.
Yeah. So I did have a talk with my spirit team last night when I was at the sink brushing my teeth because I was thinking about I just feel so much better. I don't have any acid reflux. I don't need to take any of those, acid reflux, like little tablets or anything, any Tums. And I was like, okay, spirit, but I really need you to set it up for me so that, because you can talk to your body like this too, by the way. Set it up for me so that I am getting anything I'm not getting from my food, any proteins or whatever that I'm not getting because I'm not eating meat. Bring that to me through the energy that surrounds me. Like, have me be like a magnet, like my body act like a magnet, drawing those things to me that I need that are for my best and highest health. Like, I was told, just FYI, you can use this too. If you like nature, you probably like being out in the sun. But I was told that the sun, this was a few years ago. Oh gosh, probably like 4 or 5 years ago now, that I needed to be spending regular time every day in the sun because I can use the sun for so many things that the sun can we can program the light and the energy coming from the sun almost like again like a magnet being what we want to attract to us. So like my higher self said, okay, flip on your stomach so the sun can get your back. One day my higher self said that and said, set the intention that the sun is going to work on your spine because I had had back surgery, like, I don't know, a year or two before that. And the sun said, set the intention that the sun is working on your spine and it's helping to restore your spine and, kind of knit it together and strengthen it and fortify the calcium and give you the calcium in your bones that you need. And you can
Wow.
just really set the intention that you're getting that energy from around you all over, particularly the sun. So we can program it to give us what we need. And ever since I did that, I used to go out in the sun and I would burn really easily in the sun. And ever since I did that, like I don't burn. I go out in the sun and I bronze. And I'm like, this has never happened to me in my life. Like I
This
just
is
get
amazing.
bronze. And then so like I had this person say to me all the time, he's like, "Oh, you need to put this sunblock on. You need to put this sunblock on." And he's just paranoid that he's going to get skin cancer. Like that's all he ever talks about. You're gonna get skin cancer. Oh, skin cancer, skin cancer. And I always would tell him, I said, look, you do you. You talk about all the skin cancer you want. That's not my path. N- I have made friends with the sun. And ever since I made friends with the sun, like I just get nourished and I just get made healthier and more whole in my physical body. And I don't have any issues with any damage or anything like that from the sun. I said, "You just got to make friends with the sun." He just thought I was a weirdo.
I can imagine.
Yeah, some people like look at you and go, "Okay, what are we going to talk about next?" But yeah, so, but I mean, take that for what it's worth. You can you can program that. I mean, programming your water. I don't know, do you program your water when you drink your water?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I've been told this a lot of times in hypnosis sessions. They have this cool bottle here I got at the beach. But just setting the intention. So like that this water this is what I do. Even though I filter my water, whenever I go get water for myself or my pets, I see it, I visualize it in my mind because you want to set the intention, right? So I visualize in my mind and I say, Creator of all that is, it is requested that all toxins, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, poisons, anything that might be in this water be pulled and removed right now, sent up to Creator's light, and this water instead be filled with flower of life energy, filled with love and wholeness and health. And then I always say, and sunlight energy. I always fill it with sunlight energy and made for the highest and best good for my body. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And I just visualize and see in my mind like all this stuff leaving this water like vapor and just being sent up to Creator's light. And then I see this like whoosh come down like these like almost like raindrops or sparkles into my water, filling it with all those good things that I tell it to be filled with. But yeah, programming your water and your food is huge. I've been told that numerous times in people's sessions, but that's another way, like
Hmm.
programming the sunlight that's coming into your body, programming the energy around you. You can even set up filters around your body that any food that comes through that, veil around you, like that filter around you, be cleansed and purified and made whole and just put it on automatic, like autopilot. That's the word I was looking for.
Hmm.
Put it on autopilot and just set it and leave it. Like set it once and leave it and just know that the food and everything that comes in is purified and made whole once it crosses that like barrier or shield around you. Like we're just making all this up anyway, this whole human experience. We're just holograms down here, right? We can set
Yes.
up anything we want. You know those kids that play those video games and they like create all this stuff in these video games. They're like, oh, I'm going to create this, city or this, weapon. I'm
Hmm.
going to create this, safety spot or whatever. It's literally just like that. We can create anything we want. So have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, set things like that up. Okay, so we got the question about vegetarian and vegan. What else? Do you have anything else on your list?
I had one, but it's not that important. How
Okay.
far I am to finish Earth School. But
Ah. Okay, let me think how I want to word this. So, do you want to be finished with Earth School or no? Or
of
you're just
course,
curious?
this means advancement. Yes,
Right, right.
but I
Okay.
mean, even if I am a beginner, it's okay.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay. So, that gives me a lot of perspective on what you really want to know. Okay, so um in terms of her soul's Hi baby. Hi kitty. In terms of her soul's development, where is it in relation to, I'm going to put in quotes, finishing up Earth School? Meaning, does her soul desire many more incarnations to learn what it wants for its development and growth, or is she nearing the end? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what can you tell us about this? So this is what I've heard in my sessions. I have heard that and my daughter, okay, so my daughter is 18 and she's super awake. Um, and we were talking the other day actually, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, mom, I actually heard the same thing." She talks all the time to her spirit team, like all the time. And she said, "Yeah, they were teaching me the other day that it's the exact same thing that you just said, Mom, that we graduate from Earth School or we no longer need. It's not that we don't ever come back to help others, but we no longer have the need to develop to incarnate on Earth when we no longer need duality to be our teacher. So duality is contrast, right? Like
Hmm.
I know what love is because I've learned what how I okay, I'll use you as an this example you gave me. I've learned how I want to be treated by someone else by having someone treat me how I don't want to be treated. Right?
Hmm.
So it's the contrast. So we learn on Earth through contrast because on a lot of planets, you don't have contrast. It's just kind of monotone and there's not a lot of emotion and you don't have contrast. So other beings who talk about Earth, humans, souls going on that human journey are just in total admiration and awe that we come down here and learn through contrast because it's a tough way to learn. It's like a really tough summer school, right? Where you have a
Yes.
condensed lesson that's really, really tough and really intense. And that's what Earth is. That's what I've learned in my sessions anyway. Um, so yeah, when we no longer need duality to be our teacher, and we just learn that everything is okay as it is and we're just in surrender and acceptance.
Hmm.
So, in terms of you, where do you feel like you are in terms of surrendering to what is and just accepting everything and everyone as it is, knowing that everything is perfect exactly as it is? Where do you feel like you fall in that belief? Are you just like, oh, I don't know about that? Or, or are you like, yeah,
Yes, but there's still space to improve.
yeah,
So I feel I'm in the right path,
yeah,
accepting things as they are, but there's still work to do.
yeah.
That's how
And
I feel.
any areas specifically do you feel like there's work to do?
Accepting bad things, accepting that this is something good.
Ah, like what? Give me an example.
Well, the world's, the wars, sorry.
Ah,
Accepting this is necessary for us.
right. Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Um, okay, let's ask your higher self. Let's help you a little bit. Okay. So, in terms of living in acceptance and knowing that everything has a purpose and a reason and is perfect as it is, Maria says she has some difficulty in accepting war as part of the Earth experience. Is that right? Did I say it right?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, in terms of living in acceptance and knowing that everything has a purpose and a reason and is perfect as it is, Maria says she has some difficulty in accepting war as part of the Earth experience.
Mhm.
Can you give us a lesson on how war fits into the Earth and human experience, and why it exists, and how it may, if it does, help a soul's evolution? You like that?
Yes, maybe I would war and human suffering.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm going to break that into a second question. Same question, but this time, can you address how human suffering fits into a soul's growth? that good?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I've learned in my sessions and through like just lots of reading that suffering is a choice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
right? Okay, let's address that because that kind of blew your mind, right?
Yeah.
Oh, do you like to read?
Yes.
There's a really good book. It's really long and it's heavy reading, but I just feel like this would be a good book for you. It's heavy reading, so you just have to be really focused when you read it, but it's called The Sophia Code. It's really good, and there is something called Sophia Circles. It's almost like kind of like a book club, but not exactly like a book club, but it's close to a book club. And you can probably go on the Sophia Code website and maybe search and see if there's any Sophia codes. And they're on, most of them are online. There's some in person, but maybe where
Hmm.
you live, there's a Sophia code. I'm telling you, I did one. It makes the whole experience of going through the book so much richer, and you get so much more depth and understanding and self-growth from it when you do it because there's a lot of like almost like journaling questions you go through in the Sophia Circle or book club together. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good. But even if you do it without it, now, is it a book you can do with Audible? No. You can't do it with Audible because you have to actually get the paper copy. It's on Audible, but it's impossible. I tried it. That's how I know it's impossible because they're called initiations. So the Sophia is the feminine part of God energy, source
Hmm.
energy. It's called Sophia, right? And the Sophia dragon tribe is a collective of souls that came together in the non-physical, so in the spirit realm, that decided to form this group that would work on bringing forth more feminine, divine feminine energy into planet Earth. So you've got different souls like Green Tara, White Buffalo Woman, um, who are some of the other ones? Oh, I wish I had my book here. I don't. But anyway, so it's a collective who you can work with these different members of the Sophia Dragon tribe. You can work with them, and they each have their own chapter in the book. Oh, it's so good. Once you get to those chapters, and then you can do this actual initiation to connect to their energy and have them be like a guide helping you bring their aspect of Sophia energy into your life and into the planet. So it's almost like you're a light anchor for bringing in more divine feminine energy, which sounds like it'd
Wow.
be right up your alley to Mother Earth, right? It's
Yes.
amazing. So I highly recommend that book. But yeah, definitely like what I was saying, you definitely got to read it. You can't really do it
Hmm.
in the Audible, but
I
um
perfect because I don't like audible books. This is
oh.
not reading a book for me. No. I need paper and quiet.
I like both. I like the audiobooks and the teachings when I'm like going for walks with my dog because I play it and at the same time I'm talking to my team and having them teach me while I'm listening to it. I'm like, "Oh, that was so cool. Oh." And then I'll hear my team say this or this or this kind of teaching me on that topic a little bit and I'm like, "Ah, this is just so good." But yeah, sitting down and reading a book, oh my gosh, 100%. Um and so, is it true? Let's ask your higher self. Is it true that suffering is a choice? And if it is true, can you teach us what is meant by that? How can suffering be a choice? And they do talk about that in Sophia Code. So, just two, by the way, they talk about how suffering is a choice. And in some of Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.'s books and his father, Don Miguel Ruiz, in some of their books, they also kind of they talk about that too. So I haven't read yet the most famous book by Don Miguel Ruiz called The Four Agreements. I don't know if you've ever
Hmm.
read it or heard of it.
Yes.
My favorite is Don Miguel Ruiz Jr.'s book. I think it's Mastery of Self or the Book of Self Mastery. It's something about self mastery. One of the most incredible books I've ever read. Like, so enlightening. And if you want one more, I'm gonna give you my one of my
Sure,
ultimate
I have
favorite ones.
time.
Yeah. Oh, two more. Here's two of my ultimate favorites. One, since your higher self talked about love, it's called A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And the other one that I was going to recommend is One Truth, comma, One Law by Erin, and it's Erin Worley, Werley. That's a short book. I would write next to that, read it minimum 30 times because I'll tell you why. Not in a row, space it out. Maybe read in another book a little bit and come back to it.
Hmm.
The information in that book will hit you in a totally different way the next time you read it,
Hmm.
and you'll get even
Yes.
more out of it. Yeah, it's so good. So good. Yeah, well, that'll keep you busy. But yeah, these books, oh my gosh, when you read all these together, you're gonna be like, oh, I totally know why Tracy said read these. Like, this is so good. It's gonna help a lot. Okay, so is it true that suffering is a choice? And if it is true, can you teach us what is meant by that? How can suffering be a choice? And how does suffering help our souls grow? Right?
Yes.
Ooh, these are good. I can't wait to get into these. Awesome. And did you have anything else on your list, or did we cover?
I we cover everything I have.
Wow. Okay. Okay. We've got a good, let me see. I'm going to minimize this a little bit so I can get a better look. We've got a really long, good list here. Let me go back to your goals. You said you've experienced too many toxic relationships. Always need to, I don't know if we covered this, always need to defend herself. Hasn't learned the lesson. Oh, life purpose. Okay. Let's go to that. Why did she lose her mom and dad? Okay. Life purpose. Okay. You know what? I might go back up to what you said. That message you heard when you were younger.
Mhm.
I'm going to put that up here further. Hold on. Give me a sec. Uh, and then I'm going to, after we ask that question about hearing that message when you were younger about love, for what purpose did she incarnate on Earth? Was it to learn love, or is there more? Her soul wanted from this experience as Maria. Ooh, I like that, as this experience as Maria. Okay. But you said you feel like you always have to defend yourself. What do you mean by that? I didn't hear you say anything about defending yourself.
Um, Not exactly defending, is finding, not allowing people take advantage of me, knowing what I want to do. So having clarity on what I want, how I want things, and not allowing other people to change that. So
Okay. So having a solid sense of self
self,
with healthy
yes,
boundaries.
yes.
Okay.
You
Okay.
you translated it wonderfully.
Okay. 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 So what would it take for Maria to have a solid sense of self with healthy boundaries? She feels like she has struggled in this area. Yeah. See what your higher self says. Did I word it good?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but it seems like we covered all your goals then.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So if you moved to Australia, when would you want to go? Do you have a plan?
Mm, Sydney.
No, I'm
Why
sorry,
not?
when? Like
Ah,
when?
when?
Yeah.
Um, Within 2 years. Yes, that's when I would finish my contract here, and then I could move, or earlier if I would, if I decide, if I find a job.
Got it.
Yes,
If you
but
found a job.
yeah, I'm a person that I just trust what will come. So when I have the need that
Nice.
maybe I should be looking for a job, then I'll start looking for a job
Yeah.
more than planning on paper
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
following instructions.
Yeah. So how long is your contract left at your current employer? And are you allowed to get out of the contract or no?
I am allowed to get out of the contract. And for
Okay.
now, it's 2 years.
2 more years.
Hmm.
Got it. Let me go back to the Australia question then. That's a good question to ask. Where do we have the Australia? Let me look. Here it is. And what time frame and how long does her soul want her to take in moving there? Wait 2 years, sooner, question mark. Go sooner. There we go. Yeah, I think it's good. Be specific, right? But it sounds like, why are you crying? What's going on, little baby? It sounds like you do a pretty good job of kind of, I mean, at least to this point, it sounds like you've done a pretty good job of kind of just, like you said, trusting and just kind of following whatever kind of opens before you, right? Kind of opens up before you.
Well, I feel everybody does this.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I agree, but also other people, yes.
Yeah, some people don't a lot of people don't necessarily go from trust. It's more like survival mode. But it sounds like you're more in the trust, right? And it's easier to be that way when you have a career that supports you financially,
Yes,
right? Because when
yes,
you don't, you're in survival mode because it's like,
absolutely.
I just need to take this job over here because it's going to help me pay my rent, or I just need to take this job because I need to put food on the table. Even though
Hmm.
it's not something you want to do or where you want to live, like, oh, I need to move to that other town because there's a job for me so I can put food on the table. Sorry, got a
No,
cattail
don't
here.
worry.
He just jumped up here. Um, and so it's easier, obviously, way easier to be in that place of trust when you're not living in survival mode. So that's what I meant
Yes,
by that, because a lot of people make decisions out of survival mode and fear versus being able to follow that path of trust and joy. So I just
yes,
think it's great that you're able to be in that spot. Here, can you get
yes.
down? Here,
And
get.
I also feel I have maybe a cruising life because even though bad things happen to me, everything has worked. I can make many decisions. So it feels like almost an easy life. No, it is an easy life.
Yeah, yeah. So you might have more of like my middle son. I'm like, I always tell him, I'm like, you certainly came here to have a vacation life. Like, he just hasn't had any traumas, like any real dramas, came from a loving home. I mean, his dad, we're not together anymore, but just lots of love and support and helping him support him in his dreams and his goals, and has this great girlfriend. Like he just has a vacation life. I'm like, yeah, look at other people's lives. He's like, yeah, mom, I know your life. Woof. Wouldn't want to trade for your life. My previous trauma, right? But yeah, so that's good. Maybe you've
Yes.
had some other lives where they were a lot more challenging and had a lot of
Hmm.
struggle in them.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Well, lucky you. Lucky you. I made a social media video once that was called something along the lines of, why are some people's lives easier than yours? And it's like you do not know what they experienced in other lives. They may have come through tremendous trauma, like
Hmm.
tremendous suffering, where they went up to the spirit realm and actually listened to their spirit team when their team told them, "Hey, let's calm down a little bit and let's give you a little bit of a break. You'll get some growth, you'll experience love, all these things. You'll have your little challenges and things, but nothing like what you've gone through in the past. We need to calm down a little bit and take a little bit of a
Wow.
break," right? So I see that in the life in between lives, but some souls are so like, no, no, like I see it in the in between stage. The soul's like, no, I want to go full steam ahead. I got more things I want to accomplish, more lessons that I want to learn. And they don't listen and they don't take a vacation life and they jump into another really challenging life, and they can feel really overwhelmed because they didn't take that kind of breath, that kind of like
Yes.
breather life before they jumped into another really challenging one. So, yeah,
Wow.
and then they're in their session going, why do I feel so like, like I'm suffering so much? And then we get into the session and the higher self is like, well, the higher self never says, I told you so, but it kind of says, I told you so. You should have taken more of a breather life, but you wanted to pile all this stuff on your plate because you're just a highly motivated soul that just wanted to just plow through all these lessons and do all this stuff. So
Hmm.
anyway, does that list that we got going, does that feel complete?
Yes. It's
Awesome.
everything I could think of.
Okay,
But
awesome.
yeah, feel free to ask anything that you think it's necessary, even if it's not on the list, or
Oh,
like
well,
skip anything.
one question I like to add at the end, if you like this one, is what are the top 3 things she could do right now that would have the greatest, most beneficial impact in her life? Do you like that one?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll keep that one. So if we add that one, that's gonna be homework. So I don't know, I think I probably said to you on the phone when we did our consultation call that you're gonna get homework from your session. Your higher self is
Hmm.
gonna give you next steps, or like the question we have about, how can she be more accepting, or what are the lessons she can learn about war? How does that help the human experience grow, or whatever your higher self ends up saying? That stuff you can learn and integrate. You know what I mean? Or if your higher self says about your diet and tells you to change something about your diet or whatever, obviously that's homework. It's not something we're able to accomplish in a session. So that would be like ongoing things that you can look into. But I will put a note in your notes. I'll have in bold print, it'll say the word homework. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take all that homework that your higher self gave you, or kind of things for you to work on, and I'm going to put it in one little section in a document for you at the end. So you have it all in one place. It's going to be labeled homework. So you can look at it and be like, "Whew, okay, here's the 7 things my higher self told me I could be working on, to accomplish in this lifetime, you know?
Yes.
So for your soul's highest and best growth. Because if you learn them here, obviously you shouldn't have to take them. I mean, it's like fourth grade. Once you pass fourth grade, you don't go back and just keep doing fourth grade again. You move on to the next grade.
Hmm.
So that's what I've learned anyway through my sessions is we don't go back and constantly repeat things. It's the whole idea is evolution and growth. So once you learn them, you won't have to put them on your to-do list for another lifetime. It'll be like, whoo, okay, check that off. What's next? and we just get to keep growing and going forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here for probably the next, 20 minutes or so on my own, and I'm going to take all these questions that we had. I'm going to put them into the final document that you're going to get, the Q&A document, in a logical order that kind of makes sense. So I like to build things. So we'll start
Mm-hmm.
with kind of some of the easier ones first and then get into more of the technical ones, like,
Okay.
connecting to your higher self and how can you hear from them more. That's more toward the end. So I'm going to go work on that list and build that now so that it's all ready for us tomorrow when we meet. How does that sound?
Perfect. Very good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, this was easy. It was great connecting with you. And check out those videos again because you're going to have those two emails because you're going to have those two videos to watch. Feel free to watch them as many times as you need because they're short to really understand and get the message that they're saying so you feel super comfortable for tomorrow. And don't forget to talk to your spirit team even if you feel like you don't hear a response. I mean, sit silently and see if you hear anything, kind of get any messages and trust what
Mm-hmm.
you hear. Okay, just
Mm-hmm.
trust. Just go, "Oh, that was encouraging or that was loving. I'm going to trust that that was from my team and not me saying that." So, tell your team they have permission to work with me, work with my spirit team, my higher self, to help you get the answers to these questions and that you really want them to just show up for you tomorrow, okay? So just have a
Okay, I
conversation
will.
with them. All right. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay,
Thank
take
you. See you
care.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.